For this specific exhibition, we had conversation with Yuko and Emanuele, and we thought it was interesting to present two works. One, which is really symbolic of my work, which is the forest. Everything started for me in this forest, with this forest. It was, I think, in 2007 now. And from that forest that I started to do in cardboard, I started a walk inside and outside the forest, and a relation also to imaginary architecture, gardens, and so it was also interesting to present two works, one that is really like the starting point, and one that is also really representative of the evolution of my work now, because I mix up with a lot of more materials, not only cardboard, and you have two visions, one that is completely frontal, and you have you can imagine that there is a vanishing point at the end of the forest, and you don't see exactly the end. And the other one actually is not absolutely not frontal, because it has two sides, but also a top and under, stairs, and you can really, like, if you look, there is a stairs that starts behind, and you can climb with your eyes and wander inside of the sculpture only with your eyes, with the presence of stairs. Yes, actually, I was doing other things before, but I was when I was in fine art school in Les Beaux-Arts in Paris, I was painting. Right after school, I started to move towards sculpture and drawings, but really, like, for me, the starting point of my work is really this relation to this specific topic and this specific material. I had no idea it would stay with me that long, but everything started to be like a walk or wandering in my imagination, and adding more spaces to this kind of imagination I have, starting from the forest and evolving towards grottos, architectural follies, garden, and also moving from a material to another. So like cardboard, embroidery, bronze, adding also real materials inside of the works, like stones, like sponge, cork, this kind of material. So it's always also a strange relation between representation of nature, real nature, and its artificiality. Well, you know, cardboard is a material that is present in the. I did 1 year of architecture, and we use it for, at that time, and even now, I guess, for the first idea, like a model, you know. But usually cardboard is a material, transitory material, to the final realization. So it can be a model, it can be something you paint on, you draw on, and then you will throw it away to realize the real thing. And for me, the cardboard was the material was the finality for the work. And so I have two ways to, maybe you want to translate that first? Okay. And then I'll tell you the two ways I work, because one is completely like, I work with the electric jigsaw for all the stones, and it's really like horizontal layers, one on another. And for the forest, it's exactly the contrary, because everything is vertical, and I work with the void, because the piece is plain and empty, because the shadow works as a big element of the work, as important as the shape of the cardboard. So it's really like shadow and shape, empty and plenty, that will work together.
The material.
I cut, I glue, I try every kind of tools on it, and every time something comes well, I will keep it to the practice. So things are evolving all the time, changing all the time. I sand, I cut, I glue, I make holes, any kind of thing. You take it. What is very beautiful about this material is that you can find it everywhere. It's cheap, and you have no fear of it, because it's not considered as a noble material. So you try something, you don't like it, you do it again, you throw it, and there is something very free and liberating. You can liberate yourself with this material because you have no consideration for it. And so it's really like starting with the most humble material, it's so humble that we don't even want the cardboard. We want what's inside the box, So really it's the idea that we don't care about the cardboard because it's always the envelope of the things we desired, okay? And taking these boxes that we don't desire because we want what is inside and transform it as something precious, as if it was the most incredible and precious material. This is like the irony of it and the beauty of it, probably. It's long and patient, but I think in a way, the kundali, the thing we do with sand, and then you will blow it, and so this can last more, of course, but it's also the idea that you will not restrain your effort, and you just do it because you just don't want to do it. So in order to work the piece the way I desire, I want them, it takes me a lot of time. But actually, my time is the studio, so I'm very happy. I'm always very busy with my hands. And when I'm busy with my hands, I can leave my mind wander and imagine new works because each work takes time. So I always have a lot of time to imagine the next one, and it's easy because when you have to do a work by week, then after a week, what do you do? So I use repetition, the gesture, the theme, and also I can just imagine the next thing because I have plenty of time for it. It's the material is fakely turning back to its origin, but it's fake. It's just a story we tell in this museum because this cardboard, comes from trees that are cut forever, so they will never come back to a forest. But there is this also, of course, this idea of something of a circularity in the representation, and so.